Insanity, insanity, whatever happened to humanity?
Ama Buddha, which is known as Amade Yo in Japanese, is a Japanese manga series that has been written and illustrated by Tashinori Sagabe, and has also been serialized in a Comic-Con magazine. Iku Sadanaka, a monk in training who transforms into a super monk with the ability to perform mass exorcisms for the girls he lives with. Note, in the anime he transforms after seeing a naked girl. Okay, calm down. Even though his powers is indeed strong and effective, a side effect of Iku using his power is that he immediately turns into a pervert after the ability is vanished. It is up to Iku and his friends to not only help the city by the possession of spirits, but to help tame Iku's side effect arousions. Now that's not all what the story is about. It doesn't just focus on Iku and his perverted arousions as he's trying to maintain his secret ability, which is not really a secret because every girl knows this because the show has a lot of exposure. But every girl on this anime has different types of side effects when it comes to their abilities as well. Iku's not the only one that has abilities here, but all these girls here on this anime have abilities and they have side effects with their characters as well that soon end up being corrected. But the show focuses on Iku, which is why the headline is focused on his character. And I'm gonna have to say this anime is not bad. It is heavily rough around the edges, but it's entertaining in most parts. And I'm gonna have to say, by this anime being ecchi, by this anime being comedic, by this anime mentally, throwing out your face and showing you the arousing occasions of just being sexy and just being revealing, it passes. It passes with flying colors. But think of it as a plane that is coming to. That did not sound right. Well, let's just say it's a plane that is arriving to its destination. It gets there, but man, it had a whole lot of turbulence, and that's what Ama Buddha is. Now, the anime is indeed funny, and like I said, it does pass with that. And the anime actually picks off pretty quickly when it comes to the pacing. At one point, I thought it was dragging a little bit, but that's because it felt a little flat when it came to the pacing of the main character itself, Iku. Now, it wanted to show you first of what the anime was about, and it is about the ecchi, it is about the perverted sides, it's about the occasions of a lot of sexual things thrown in your face. Now, Iku is a young kid. He's a high schooler, and he was forced to become a monk because of what the parents have endured him to become. They didn't really explain much of why his parents wanted him to become a monk, which was a little bit of a letdown for me because I wanted to know more about his parents' history and why he wanted to become a monk in the first place. But they wanted to show you the arousing indications of this anime just so kids was watching this. But honestly, if kids was watching this, it would make them want to watch this even more. I remember if I was a kid watching this, it wouldn't make me turn the TV off. I think out of every anime I've seen as a child, I think I've watched more crazy and more revealing animes as a kid than now growing up. Because me growing up, I know what I want to watch in anime. I know what to expect, and I know what kind of anime feels my interest. As a kid, I had an open mind gesture of what to be into in animes like this. And Ama Buddha would have really pleased me a lot. But now since I'm older, I'm have to say that the pacing of the anime was necessary. I thought that Iku's character was well done, well crafted, but at the same time, it was rough when it came to showing us the ideal methods of the introduction of the characters that was forced upon us. Let's talk about Toku Karahara. Now, Toku, she is the head monk. She owns the whole place, and I like her character. I thought her character was very well warranted, very well crafted. In fact, she is a character that puts Hiku in check whenever he becomes out of line, whenever there's things need to be progressed, because he's actually the only man in the house. So I was thinking to myself, if Hiku has these abilities that is a little bit too over the top, how is he going to maintain this? In Toku, she puts him through these trials and errors. It puts him through these almost impossible tasks. Because let's just face it here, Iku's ability, he has like a withstanding power within him that's uncontrollable. Now, picture him having two split personalities. If y'all have seen Moon Knight, or if you've seen Elven Live, that's basically the matching perspective of Iku's character. Hiku, he doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to inflict on violence, but he does like to cleanse spirits. But whenever things get too horribly outnumbered for him and the girls, he forces his hand and revealing things shows up. Like sometimes the girls like deliberately flash their their breasts in front of him because they know that's the only way for him to get out of the situation, and he transforms into a whole nother being, a being that even his looks is different, his hairline is different, and he talks different, and he inflicts so much power against the spirits and the ghosts that is causing torment upon the city. And I was getting a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh vibes, because you know how when Yugi turns to Yu-Gi-Oh and then they have like a little rock and roll scene every time he transforms? That's Iku's character. But unlike Yugi, he doesn't just say Yu-Gi-Oh. He just say pussy, bitches, and hoes, and then he just transforms. That's Iku's character. But to Toku, she is trying to maintain that, because every time Hiku transforms, the side effect is very great. His arousal takes place, and all is on his mind is just sex and pleasure. And after that, he has to get knocked out so he can retain his senses. I thought that made sense, and I thought that was very well warranted. But I feel like with Toku's character, it should have been more for her character than just putting Hiku back in his place. Because you got a lot of girls here that does that anyway. Like Yuko or Toda. Yuko, she is the brute of the anime. She likes to fight. She's more of a masculine type of female or whatever. And I like her character. She's actually one of my favorite characters in the anime, because she's more realistic. She actually goes to school. She actually participates in sports and stuff. And if you have if you get tired of them being in the dojo and all that stuff, I think that her storyline kicks in more, because it shows you the real aspects of just how they deal with things in everyday life. But by her being a brute, man, she doesn't pussyfoot around when it comes to Hiku being perverted, because there are times when Hiku mistakenly walks into places and then she beats the hell out of him, like girls' bathroom, girls' locker room, or whenever they're just having girl talk, whenever they're just flashing and stuff, and they're just taking baths and stuff. And animes do this a lot. And then when that happens, Hiku shows up just so it can get the fans entertained even more. She beats the hell out of him senselessly. But a lot of girls do this other than her. But unlike other girls, she inflicts a lot of fucking damage. Now, since we talk about the brutes of the female, let's talk about the beauty. And that is Haruka Amanogawa. Now, Haruka, she's without the doubt the oldest of the anime, because she's taller, she's more wittier, she's more mature, and at the same time she has more physiques than all the other girls. She is basically the sex appeal of the whole anime. She doesn't really care about people noticing her sex appeal and stuff. In fact, she pushes it out there. In fact, I think that if a lot of people watch this anime, they're gonna instantly say that Haruka is mainly their favorite. I can disagree with my taste. I feel like we've seen that enough with animes like this. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've seen so much of girls taking their clothes off in animes. What puts me into the interest ratio is when a girl keeps their clothes on. And I feel like they have to earn that respect when it comes to things getting intimate and things being more subtle. When things get pushed in front of your face and things get hit towards you, and when things get thrown into you, you know what I'm saying? Like when things get easily handpicked to you without you earning that reputation, I feel like it's cheap. I feel like that's a cheap laugh. Same thing with the beatdowns with Hiku. But Haruka, even though that's how her character is, her personality was warranted with this anime. I liked her character. Whenever bad things happened, she was one of the characters that broke the ice, put a lot of people on ease. And she wasn't the only one that done this. Sumiikuina, she also is a female that breaks the ice and likes to put people at ease also. Now her issue is that she's a realistic character also, but at the same time she doubts herself. She feels as if, she's not strong enough to withstand some of these tasks. That's why she kind of keeps a lot of negativity to herself, because she doesn't want to be a burden at times. And I like that about this anime, is that every single character focuses on their deep aspects of facing their inner demons instead of Hiku. Hiku is like the main top of the sundae, but deep down you have a lot of female characters that need to get their grinds fixed. And that's what I like about this anime, is that when you have series like this, they have to focus more on the aspects of getting every single character up to speed and up to par with the character's motive, so the bond of their circle can be even stronger and be more agile. And honestly, it was a bittersweet scenario, and we'll get to that pretty soon. I almost got to talk about Sakura. Sakura Tsugai. Now, I like her character. I like her character's persona, and the only reason why I like her is because she is an internet blogger too. But unlike me, she likes to troll people. She likes to get into people's heads and shit. She's a child of the internet, just like me. Like, she knows how the internet works. But her side effect is pretty fucking funny. Her side effect is she has an eating disorder. She has a severe, serious eating disorder. She eats a lot of shit. There's even times when she sleepwalks. She harasses the damn refrigerator. There was even one episode that had me rolling when when Yuko had to cook some food, and she was a terrible cook, and they used Sakura as a garbage disposal. They used her to eat the food that she did not want to throw away. And I thought that was hilarious, especially the fact that she couldn't even gain weight after the process. I was a little jealous of that shit, because if I eat a full course meal, I'm definitely going to feel that shit the next day. But with Sakura, man, her metabolism is very crazy. But that's what I liked about her character. And what I like most about her character is that even though that was an issue, she had no problem with it. Just as long as you don't mention that to her, that she has an eating problem. Now, Sakura also has a little sister named Hinata Tsugai. And Hinata, she is the quiet one. She's the youngest. And what I like about Hinata is that by her being the youngest and her being the more quiet one, she likes to see how things are going on in the sidelines as she learns to be a mature female. The side effects that each of these characters have, and she wants to prevent those things being in her way as well. So she learns as she maneuvers. That's what I like about her character, because kids are sponges. They've done that well with this anime, because I feel like when these animes have children or like premature adults that's trying to learn in the process, they fail at being realistic when it comes to the kids, of them being in the nature in the nature aspect of kids absorbing things in front of them. And that was Hinata's character, but unlike a lot of kids, she knew the difference between right and wrong. That's because her big sister, Sakura, always put her in a place to know what was right, what was acceptable, what was unacceptable, what was sense, what was not common sense, and what was logical and what was illogical. But that doesn't mean that Hinata is perfect. Hinata has a flaw, and it's a lot like Hiku. She also has an inner demon that she cannot control. And I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that, the episode where her inner demon, and you thought it was something small. No, this inner demon could have killed a lot of people. And the whole anime turned from funny, dramatic, and just full of the sexual stuff to just a whole lot of big traumatizing situations where the characters could have gotten killed. The anime picked up pretty quickly after that, just because of that one episode. And I was pleased by that. Now, I forgot to mention this one character, and I kind of feel bad by not mentioning this character, but you know what? The reason I didn't mention her is because her character's a little cliche, and this is Chitose Nobu. Now, I'm not saying her character is bad. I'm not saying her character is terrible. But what I'm saying is that her character is very similar to a lot of characters on animes that is a love interest to the main character, but they're too nervous to say that because the character is hated by a lot of other characters. In Chitose, she has a boner for Hiku. She loves Hiku a lot. And the reason why I'm saying this is because she does way more things to Hiku than every other female in this anime. You got some females that beats the hell out of him because of his perverted side, which I don't mind that. I feel like if a character is going to snoop on females or be perverted towards females or be a creep type females, they deserve to get their ass handed to them. That's even real life. I mean, be a gentleman. If you know a female is doing things and it's regarding to privacy, then you need to give a female space. But I can't really give the anime that much of a good praise about it because these are young people that is doing these things. But what I don't like about animes like this is where you have characters that walk into these aspects by accident, and the females know this, and they still beat the hell out of Hiku, and I hate that. And they know this. I mean, we know this. This happens a lot where the main character minds his own business, and then when they walk into a certain room, and then girls just literally just flash everything in front of them, or when they just doing certain things, and then without a doubt, without trying to see things through or try to hear the person out, because they always say it was an accident, they still beat the hell out of this person. That infuriates me to no end because I feel like that's bullying. I feel like that is literally like abuse, in my opinion. Maybe I'm taking this a little too far. Maybe I am. But it's anything but funny in my opinion. It's funny when the character deserves it, but when a character doesn't deserve it, it really pushes me to that end, to the point where people would not tolerate that shit. No regular man is going to tolerate that shit. And to go even further, if this is by a funny aspect, it was crazy. I'm gonna show you a footage where Hiku was just minding his own business, and I had to cut a little short, but just take a look. Take a look.
それなら直接確かめてみましょう。わかった。もうすぐ。
Look at my motherfucking face. Do I look amused? Do I fucking look amused? That shit was not funny at all. It was not. That shit was giving me not Senran Kagura. That shit was giving me Sakura Wars vibes of when the main character himself went through the same thing. The video game review that I've done, the Sakura Wars video game review of how the main protagonist was going through the exact same goddamn thing, and it literally brought my piss to a boil. Check that shit out. It's just crazy. I just hate it when that shit happens. I just hate it when a character is trying to do good, trying to do right, and he just gets his ass pummeled to him because of this shit. Now you got some men that doesn't mind this shit, and I feel like if you are a guy and you like and you see shit like this because you like it when women do this shit to you, you're not a fucking real man, honestly. I'm just being dead ass. I feel like no man should like it when a woman do these things to them. If you do, then you must be on the Amber Heard side of the Johnny Depp case. I'm just all right. Let's move on. But Chitose does this a lot to Hiku, but not just because of abuse, but because she really wants to set him straight. She really wants to put him in the place of him being a successful monk and obtaining his to control his perverted side. And at the same time, it was working for a certain amount of time, but she was still acting the same way towards him. So I feel like it wasn't paying off. And it was a really tremendous letdown to me. The reason why it was a letdown to me was because, you know how in animes, when they have characters like Chitose, that is circled around a lot of women that talk shit about the character that she likes a lot, it's literally clouding her to hide her emotions. Hide how she really feels towards Hiku. And I thought it was gonna literally fall flat. I thought it was really gonna this anime was gonna end without her really expressing her emotions. But Luckily, they pulled a trump card by adding another character on here named Kazuki. Kazuki is a character, without a doubt, she's a character that made this anime. She is the character that, this is her right here. Kazuki was a character that broke the fourth wall. She fixed a lot of things that a lot of these girls had to endure with, including Hiku himself. Now, she knew that Chitose liked him, because even though Chitose wasn't aware of this, she knew this, because she's a female. She knows females' ambiguous intentions. She has female intuition. So she told Chitose, if you like Hiku, let's rival this up. But Chitose was like, no, I don't like him. You can have him. So she was like, okay, fine. More for me. So she was doing a lot of things to Hiku, being perverted towards Hiku, falling into Hiku, kissing Hiku, trying to have sex with Hiku, trying to molest Hiku. She even tried to give him a blowjob in front of everybody. I mean, like, she literally did everything to Hiku. Now, Hiku tried to, and I think that was the best way to withstand a person's perverted side, by putting that in front of their face and seeing how they would try to deal with that. Not try to take that away from them and then they will not know how to deal with this under pressure. No. Kazuki knew how to deal with Hiku, but the difference is she did not want Hiku to hold back. She wanted him to embrace the perverted side because she liked the wild card of Hiku. She wanted him to literally be that man that I mentioned, a Yu-Gi-Oh person. And that's what she was telling Chitose. You're holding Hiku back. You're holding back his true potential for who he really is. You want him to fit in the fucking box that he is not comfortable with. But I like him for who he is. I love him for who he is. And that was really pissing Chitose off. Chitose had to step her game up. She was like, look, she's going to take him away from me. What am I going to do? I like animes like this. I like animes that has a character that really is trying to, that really likes a character, but by the end of the episode, they never expressed this shit. But Chitose, when Kazuka showed up, she had no choice because she knew she was gonna lose Hiku. Maybe for bad, maybe for worse. But at the same time, she would never know because he was gonna be gone. I thought the pacing of these characters was great. It was rough around the edge, especially the abusive scenes with Hiku when you didn't deserve it. But I felt like things got a hell of a lot better when, when Kazuki showed up. It got hot a lot. Every time she showed up, you know that sexual shit was gonna go on. My Buddha, the reason why this anime is mature is because of her. I mean, you have girls that reveal things, but Kazuki, alright, look. These girls on here, let's just picture this like this. The girls on here, it's like models. They show like little things. They flash or whatever, but you don't really see everything. Kazuki is a porn star. That's how this anime is. She is a porn star. She does everything. And Hiku was not ready for her. I don't think any kid in Iku's age will be ready for a girl like Kazuki. So I thought that her character was good. I thought she was a good push for Chitose for her to step her game up. But how did the ending go with these characters? The ending, it was bittersweet. And let's go to the bitter first. I thought the ending could have been a lot better. I thought the ending could have been a lot more embracing. I thought by the material that I explained, I thought everything would have been wrapped up pretty well. But the ending just happened. I did not know that I went to episode 25 already, because there was so many unanswered questions. So when this happened, I was like, wait a minute, already? We're already doing this? This is the last episode, but so many things need to be addressed. So I felt like that. The ending was a letdown. It was a huge disappointment. Now, as for the sweet part, they added an OVA to episode 26, and I thought the OVA was pretty well. I thought it was cool, and the episode was just them just having interviews with each other, talking about their personalities, what their likes and dislikes was, especially with I keep bringing her name in, especially with Kazuki's character. She was talking shit about all the girls. saying that she made the series. She actually said this. She said that all these girls ain't shit. I made the series for myself. I know all the fans like me. I don't know about Hiku's fans though, because they thought that his character could have been done better. No shit, right? Yeah, no shit. So it's like the producers was aware of their intentions. And I thought that was bold, I thought that was self-awareness, and I thought that was well warranted with the last episode. In fact, you can't watch that episode unless you buy the Blu-ray version of this anime, unfortunately. But it's actually a fortunate gesture. The anime is cheap. I bought it on Amazon for like, what, $15. It was just literally getting rid of it. So this anime is worth to purchase just for the OVA alone. But to watch it, of course, why would you want to buy the anime just to watch the one episode? Watch the fucking anime. It's worth it. But by the end of the day, even though the anime is rough around the edges, the anime needs to be polished, but for what it was given to us and how it paid off in the OVA, not the regular ending, I believe that this anime is entertaining. If you want to watch it to laugh, if you want to watch it for the comedic humor, if you want to watch it for the ecchi, if you want to watch it for the sexy, if you want to watch it for the public, sex scenes, if you want to watch it for the lewd, if you want to watch it for the brutal violence, if you're a simp, if you are an Ever Heard fan, yeah, this anime is good for you. I'm gonna have to give Alma Buddha a C. At the end of the day, animes like this always gonna have these type of gestures when it comes to men being brutalized when they're noticing girls naked and they then don't mean to. I just feel like I was getting a lot of Seijiro vibes watching this. But I feel like this anime did not need that. It was not funny in my opinion. Now some people may think it's hilarious, but for me, I think that if a female have done this, to a group of other females and they beat the female's ass, that wouldn't be funny. So I feel like we're all human here. Make the anime be funny. It's just look. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying, because funny is subjective. Like, what does make you laugh? But I feel like at the end of the day, this whole anime was funny without that whole gesture of what I just mentioned. Woo! Well, that's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned for more upcoming reviews and anime videos headed your way. This is Yuko, your critic teacher, and you guys have a good day.